Now to a story of man helping animal this week. Some state DEC employees went above and beyond to help a moose that had gone under. It was a cold day in Indian Lake in Hamilton County. There was snow and ice on Lake Abenaki Thursday, but it wasn't thick enough to hold a moose.
There was a report of a moose going through Lake Abenaki. There was a civilian there who saw it actually walking out on the lake and saw it go through. 20 minutes, half hour later, arrived on scene at Lake Abenaki and met with DEC civilian staff.
A rescue would require a combination of compassion and ingenuity.
I guess there's no training manual for getting moose out of the ice. But so I met with Ranger Nahor showed up, and we came up with a game plan. You know, myself, Officer Brassard, and Ranger Nahor there, we came up with a game plan to say, hey, let's see if we can start cutting the channel, see if we can get this moose out of there. We donned our cold weather gear and went out on the ice, and he started cutting the channel with his chainsaw, and I was pushing the ice blocks underneath the channel to move them out of the way.
The air temperature was around 15 degrees, the water icy cold. This was a rescue that required patience, but the clock was ticking.
Time wasn't on our side, but it wasn't going to take forever for us to do what we had to do. It was, do what we can with what we have.
We were able to get around behind the hole that the moose had fallen through, and we tried poking it with a couple different things, but it didn't seem afraid of them. So finally we pushed the jet sleds that we had up close to it, and for whatever reason it was scared of those. So once we got behind it, we were able to direct it to the path, and it actually swam out pretty quick to shore.
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, I was really surprised it was able to climb itself out of that onto the ice after being in the water for 2 hours. Because it was really tired, it was shivering, and it was just didn't have much energy left.
The frightened, frigid bull moose needed some time to gather itself. Its rescuers still patient.
Probably after 15 minutes or so, it got on its feet and started to walk up towards the road and towards a bigger patch of woods.
And just to see it eventually get its footing and wander off into the woods, it was great to see.
Yeah, great to see is right. This was teamwork by forest rangers and NCON police who didn't give a second thought about jumping in to help.
And like they said, no training manual for something like this.
No, right?
But determined to help.
In 2 hours in that icy cold water.